Power Shutoffs. Okay, so we want you to take a look at this outage map. The purple areas are the people who do not have power right now. 150,000 PG&E customers will be affected by the end of all of this. That includes 18 counties and portions of the North Bay, North Valley, and Sierra foothills. Now, some places might already be without power right now as the first wave just started. You see the purple right there. Others, you guys won't be affected until later in the afternoon. The company is shutting off power because of high fire danger. In a few minutes, we're going to get to meteorologist Rob Carlmark to get an update on that. But first, we want to let you know that community resource centers are open right now for places where there's no power. They're going to be open until 8 tonight. People can go there to charge their phones, get ice, or even get a blanket because it's kind of cold. And you can just be somewhere where it's warm. That is what it's for. And check this out. Dozens of schools canceled classes today because of the shutoffs. 8 school districts in El Dorado County alone are closing schools. For a list of closures, head to our website, abc10.com. All right, so we just told you about the schools that are closed today, but officials at Rescue Elementary in El Dorado County say that they are ready for this. That's where Carlos Herrera is live right now. Carlos, they're prepared for the shutoffs in a major way.
Yeah, that's a good news. And just to give you a perspective or just how things change with these planned power shutoffs here in most of Northern California. Earlier this morning, we checked the PG&E outage map. That said that Rescue Elementary School would be without power starting this afternoon and, of course, impacting students and staff here tomorrow and Friday. PG&E map now says it won't be affected. I spoke with the principal earlier, actually about 5 minutes ago. He told me that the district has notified him that the school will not be impacted by the power shutoff. But the good news, as you mentioned, Kirsten, is that this school is prepared and it will stay open. Take a look, though. The power is on right now, and of course, doors are open. The district says that if the power goes out, it will stay open. The Rescue Union School District says it has enough generators and electric heaters to warm the rooms. The school's kitchen staff will serve regular breakfast and lunch at the school. They will also have battery operated lanterns and lights for bathrooms and darker areas. And generators will keep office phones and the internet running also. But even knowing all of this, some parents think it's just not safe for kids to be at school.
Daughter goes to Pleasant Grove at the opposite end. Last time the power went off, I didn't send her to school. I just think if it's dark and all they have is lanterns, they're not fully operating. It's cold. With so much stuff going on, I just don't think kids should be going to school.
The principal says he understands the concerns but wants to make sure parents know that their kids will be safe. Again, Kirsten, regardless if power is on or off here, the doors at Rescue Elementary School will be open tomorrow and Friday. We'll send it back over to you.
All right, that's one school setting the example for so many, and you got to thank you, Carlos, that this could be the new normal for at least the next 10 years. So thank you, Carlos, for that live report. Let's turn it over to Rob now because the winds are starting to pick up. A few people are already getting their power shut off. What do we need to know right now, Rob?
That's right. I got a bunch of things to go through. I just want to point out that in the middle of all the fire concerns and the strong winds, we do have this odd precip up in the mountains. Yesterday was a rain-snow mix. It's snowing at the moment. And watch a couple of these little cells sneak out to lower elevation. So anytime you're getting rain instead of strong, dry winds the whole time, that's a better scenario. But with that said, what we're going to ease into today is just straight up strong winds all day long. As far as where we need to be, you can see we're down. So this is extending the fire season. This is very late in the year to see a red flag warning. And the winds are going to be strong, but it's really the vegetation that has not seen any legitimate rain for a long time. And you could see how far down we are. So we're basically at record dry vegetation levels. As far as the way that we gauge if a fire started, how quickly would a fire grow and burn through vegetation, record dryness right now. And you need bigger storms for that to happen. I do see some wet weather coming in next week, but that means we've got to get through a dicey day today. I want to go back to the snow just for 1 second, just because it may throw a lot of people off. They closed passes like Tioga Pass yesterday at 3 p.m. Also 108, which is Sonora, and 4 Ebbets because of the incoming snow and the ongoing snow. These are really high mountain passes, and they do close each and every winter for the duration of the winter. But when that happens, it's always kind of a touch and go thing because they like to keep them as open as long as possible. But when you get so much snow that it's just a losing battle, they will close it off. These were called temporary closures because they do expect to close it back up for at least a little amount of time. But looking ahead to Thanksgiving week, it's going to get a lot more busy as the storms start to roll in. So yesterday, another warm one, close to record warm. We've been doing this day after day after day, but today it ends because what's going to happen is that although we have temps in the 50s, when you throw in the wind, it's a totally different kind of day. The wind is really important. When it comes in out of the north, it's a drying wind, and with the record dry vegetation, it's a red flag warning, which I'll show you in just a little bit. But the other thing that everybody has to be prepared for is just straight up strong winds and all the things that come with that. I don't want us to get too focused on power outages or fire weather because a lot of you are thinking about things like this: tree damage, power lines, driving around. It's going to be dusty and nasty. Watching where you walk or jog with the dog in a forest or a park, or where you park your car, things like that, because with the wind that we're going to see today and that we're already seeing in spots, tree limbs could come down and that could be an issue. It's fire and ice. It's a weird situation today. Up high, some light snow. Down low, the combination of dry fuel and strong winds, but then there's also this other magic zone where there's just not enough either way. And that's going to be in the lower foothills where we're not seeing very active weather at all. And here's the point of contention that I see so often. Like I showed you, strongest winds up toward Quincy and some of the high Sierra spots, down in the valley, west side of the valley, and the coastal range. Well, it makes sense where there would be power outages there, but for a lot of people that are in this sort of quiet zone at the lower foothills, the wind is somewhere else. However, the transmission lines tend to go through a lot of these canyons and passes and ridge tops, meaning that they're at risk and everything downstream gets cut off. So I know it's a disconnect, but that's kind of the situation that we're in. We've seen it many times before. And we're going to see this play out again. Strongest winds up high, down in the valley, coastal range, somewhat quiet for Auburn, Placerville, and so many places up and down the 49 corridor. You know what I'm talking about. And then looking ahead, I really don't see much in the way of wind once we get to early tomorrow morning. It'll be off and on wind-wise through the night. Looking ahead at snow again, just one more time, how long will this go on? I think on and off through the day, and notice that it's mostly on the east side of the Sierra. It's going to have a tough time getting over the top of the Sierra crest. So let's talk about the final sort of thing worth mentioning. We have had some rain in Southern California that is ongoing today. Then going into this weekend, everything gets quiet. No major fire weather concerns. It's just a whole lot going around us, but nothing really at your house to affect you until Monday. I do think Monday is going to be windy, so we'll have to watch for that. After that, a busy travel day. We've got Tuesday night to early Wednesday, and then through the day on Wednesday, we're looking at valley rain and Sierra snow. That looks like a crazy storm on the computer model. I will tell you that it's a legitimate storm, but the totals for rain or snow, not overly impressive, but you know what? It gets us on the board, and it's moisture that we need to move away from prime fire season because we're not there yet. In fact, we're still right at it today. As far as the temps, 60s and 70s everywhere you look, so it's not really a temperature day. And the one thing I would tell you is that your app's going to show you stuff like this. What it's not going to tell you is how windy it's going to be, so definitely bring a jacket with you before you head out because you'll want it to keep the wind off your skin and make sure the kids are comfortable. Rain coming in, solid rain next week. Kirsten?
Did you say solid rain just in time for Thanksgiving? Come on, Rob. You know we was trying to kick it that day.
Hey, look, beggars can't be choosers.
All right. Thank you for that, Rob. And thank you for watching, everybody. We are ending our update, but don't worry. We are here in other places for more information. Download the ABC 10 app for the latest on those shutoffs. And we'll be back on Morning Blend Extra Shot at 11. Happy Wednesday.